Here is absolutely everything you need to know about creating a fail-proof resume in only 4.5 minutes. Hi, I'm Marie Plett, and I am an expert. We're going to cover a lot of ground, so for best results, please watch this video in its entirety, then replay later, pausing on the items you need to focus on. Your resume needs to appeal to 3 different readers. The first gatekeeper is normally an applicant tracking system, otherwise called ATS. ATS software organizes and prioritizes resumes based on keywords and phrases. It is everywhere, and most employers rely on ATS. Unfortunately, these systems often disregard information found in text boxes, charts, and tables. This is why Etsy templates don't work very well, because they tend to rely heavily on text boxes that disappear during ATS scanning processes. Therefore, you have to place graphic elements either behind or in front of the text so that the resume is still readable in these systems. For ATS, content is king, and you can beat the system by mirroring the language used in your target job description. You can also pay for a resume testing service, such as JobScan, to test the effectiveness of your resume for the jobs you're applying to. The next gatekeeper your resume will normally have to get through is a human resume screener, a person who views hundreds of resumes each month, knows all the tricks, and usually has little personal knowledge about the job you're actually applying to. Their goal is to whittle down the pile to a handful of resumes they can present to your future boss. They reject most resumes within an initial 6-second scan. Many things can get your resume rejected at this point, such as lack of a clear goal, inappropriate length, functional formats, unexplained employment gaps, old-fashioned presentations, bad grammar, sloppy writing, and boring templates they see every day. This is why most resume software and even quote-unquote disruptive resume programs don't work, because they only plagiarize and homogenize. When all the candidates look and sound the same, recruiters and resume screeners tend to get very, very bored. You need to differentiate yourself. Finally, you have to impress your future boss, a person who wants to see your accomplishments and make an emotional connection with you. That emotional connection starts at the very top of your resume and works its way down throughout the presentation. You need to answer the fundamental question all employers are basically asking, which is, why should I hire you among all the other candidates? This is your value proposition. To sell yourself, you need to use strong language and effectively promote all of your best achievements. Achievements go beyond the scope of your responsibilities and prove that you performed the task very well. Ideally, you want to quantify these achievements to make them more tangible. You also need a memorable visual presentation to differentiate yourself from the herd. Now that you know all that is needed to create a fabulous fail-proof resume, do you really want to try going it alone? Do employers even care whether or not you write your own resume? Of course they don't. Pretty much nobody except a professional resume writer needs to have an exceptional resume writing ability as a job qualification. Even apparel developers don't show up to job interviews in homemade suits. It's 2018. The online job market is far more competitive, ATS systems make things more complicated, and a professional in your corner can shrink your job search time considerably. So please consider hiring aspirationsresume.com for your next job search. I thank you for your 4.5 minutes.